Hello. Today I'd like to read from the American Reader, Words That Moved the Nation, edited by Diane Ravitch. And I'll be reading the Gettysburg Address. The victory of Union troops at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on July 3, 1863 marked a crucial turning point in the Civil War. Robert E. Lee had invaded Pennsylvania in hopes of dividing and demoralizing the North and bringing a quick end to the war. The Battle of Gettysburg was the bloodiest of the war. The Union suffered 23,000 casualties, while the Confederate soldiers, 28,000 Confederate soldiers, were killed, wounded on the scene. The North reacted joyously to the triumph at Gettysburg. 4 months later, President Abraham Lincoln visited the battlefield to dedicate a cemetery for the victims of the great battle. The speech was delivered November 19, 1863. Gettysburg Address is one of the most beautiful and poetic statements in American literature. Though it celebrated a military victory, it is not martial in spirit. Rather, it is a moving tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice and to the ideals for which they died. 87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from those honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.